Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 37 of my show, but this is about Episode 30, but this is about Episode 2 of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers mini saga segment of Season 3. But before I start talking about it, since we're on episode 2 for that segment, that means we got, let's see, there's 10, so count the 2, that means we got, we got 8, essentially 8 more videos left in the main, in the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment to cover. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, this is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 37 of my show. This is about Episode 30... but this is about Episode 2 of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers mini-saga segment. And Episode 2 is Part 2 in the Alien Rangers of Aquitar 2-part episode. So if you guys remember, at the end of the previous video, I talked about Zordon and Alpha had managed to contact the Equation Rangers on the planet Aquitar for assistance, and after their transmission went through, Delphine, the leader of the Alien Rangers, basically is greeting them, and then basically Zordon explains to them that they're in dire need of their help. The Earth has been turned back into the past, and their Rangers are without powers to protect the planet, so they need Rangers to protect it until they get their powers back. And then Delphine is wondering, well, one of the Equation Rangers wonders about Earth, and then, like, they're wondering if it has any large bodies of water sources, and Alpha said that there's like lakes and rivers and plus a bunch of swimming pools and stuff. And then Delphine explains that he thinks that the water on Earth might not be sufficient enough for them to basically protect the planet for very long, and so that the Rangers say that they need them to protect the planet until Zordon and Alpha can find a way to reverse the time, to turn time back to the way it was and turn them back into teenagers, thus regaining their powers. So they decide, in doing so, the Alien Rangers agreed to do so, come to their planet, because they are also bound by the code of the Rangers, and they will help them in their hour of need. So they leave their planet to come to Earth to defend it. And then the Rangers, basically, who are still in their child forms at this point, they go to meet the Alien Rangers. But first what happens is Master Vile and his minions are conversing at the fact that the Rangers are nearly defeated, and that the Power Rangers of Earth have been defeated, and the Earth is theirs to conquer. That's when the Alien Rangers fly by through their version of the teleporting, which is basically a form of teleportation that has them in pods that shows their Ranger colors, similar to the way the teleporter works in the original series. And then when it flies by the palace where the moon is, and then basically Master Vile is saying that he sent a very powerful force And then Rita wonders what that force is, but then her father basically said that, I'm not sure, but it was something inherently good and pure. And when Rita hears that, she says she's allergic to good. And then basically, that's when the Alien Rangers show up on the Earth to protect it. And then when Zordon, when Zed uses his visor to look down at the Earth and he sees the Alien Rangers, that's when Master Vile decides to send Goldar with some Tangas down to the planet in order to protect it. And then the Alien Rangers, when they arrive on Earth, meet the Power Rangers of Earth, and they're introducing themselves. The Rangers are first introducing themselves in their human forms, and then basically the Alien Rangers do the same thing, where they introduce themselves to the human Rangers of Earth, and then basically what happens is after that, that's when the Tangas show up, and then the Alien Rangers morph to their Ranger forms in order to deal with the Tangas, and after they morph, they manage to drive Goldar and the Tangas off, and then basically they technically win this battle, because basically what happens, like I said, just like in the previous couple of episodes, that not very much happens storyline-wise in the main segment of this second part, aside from the Alien Rangers arriving, and then Rita and Zed sending down some Tangas and Goldar to deal with them, because I don't think they send down a monster to deal with them this time. But anyway, after the Alien Rangers basically defeat Master Vile's forces this time around, Master Vile gets upset that he lost, and then Rita is telling him to basically cheer up, because he's supposed to be the adult in the group. And then basically that's when he says, that's it, I've had it with this. I'm going back to my own universe where good never triumphs and evil always wins. And then when Zed sees Master Vile leave, he's actually ecstatic about that the Alien Rangers actually foiled one of their plans this time, because he's like, yes! I never thought I'd be so happy to see the goody goods triumph. But Goldar, I am very, very happy. Oh. Well, because they do actually fight a monster in this part, but I can't really remember. I think it's some kind of robot monster that they send down with like a monster that was created from a robot. But anyway, they managed to defeat, like I said, the Alien Rangers managed to defeat Master Vile, and then he goes back to his own dimension, the M54 galaxy, and that's when Zed's ecstatic about it that the good guys won this time, because he's like, yes! I never thought I'd be so happy to see the goody goods triumph. But Goldar, I am in fact very, very happy. And the reason why he's happy is because with the Alien Rangers spoiling Master Vile's plan, he's had enough of being with Zed, so he goes back to his own dimension. So in a sense that, yes, Rita and Zed lost the battle this time, but it's also a win for them in the case that it helps Zed get away from Rita's father and one-upping him and being evil and stuff, sort of similar to how Count Dragon, how he was with Count Dragon at the beginning of the 3rd season. And then I should also mention before I finish this video, 2 things. Before the Alien Rangers fought the monster, after they fight the monster, the Rangers basically are welcoming them to their planet and showing them their Zords and stuff. And then basically, they say that they can't stay for long, which is true because they can only stay until the current crisis is averted. And they need to remain hydrated because, like I said, they're from a planet that is totally encased in water. But for the time being, Tommy basically tells them that they're from one ranger to another. He's thanking them for coming and welcoming them to their planet. And then they do the Power Ranger thing at the end there. And then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can. And I will see you guys next time for the next Power Ranger video, which will probably be I don't know, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But until whenever, guys, just please give this video the real best you guys. But until then, guys, just please give this video the real best you guys can. And I will see you guys next time. And like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.